Hey guys, it's Oggy back again with another video. And if you guys remember from last week's video, I was complaining that I have some cyanobacteria slash diatoms on the sandbed and I haven't seen them for a while. Well, there's a clear reason for it. I added a bunch of lava rock from my brother's tank, which was exposed to air for a while, I guess. Well, not a long time, but still exposed to air for a bit, which had some die-off. And I basically took nearly all the chaeto out of my sump at the same time, just left a tiny ball. So those two things combined actually spiked my phosphates. Now, my phosphates are unbelievably high. I'm talking 0.5. So I got some water, went to the LFS and got it tested, because I needed their kit. So yeah, my phosphates on this tank are currently at 0.5. And since my phosphate is so high, some suggestions I could use, for example, to lower it, which I've done previously, but it's not a method I use, and I haven't used for a very long time. Firstly, there's NOPX, even though that does focus mainly on the nitrates, I've found in my personal experience. Secondly, there's GFO. I have a reactor and I could easily do that, but I still do not want to take that path either. Thirdly, you can have a phosphate remover, which work very well in my past experience, but can work too fast sometimes. And what else is there? There's a bunch of stuff. There's really a bunch of stuff you can use. So there's GFO, there's phosphate RX, there's NOPOX. Basically what I am potentially going to do, because I have not done a water change in this tank for, I'd say, over 3 months at this point now, I might actually do one. So obviously suck out the detritus, siphon it out and go ahead and do that. Now, I'm not exactly really worried because I get very, very slight growth of that stuff. Secondly, you guys might be saying, well, your phosphates are so high, how the hell is your tank still fine and you don't have any hair algae? Well, I've got a very large, extremely oversized skimmer. The chaeto is starting to grow back, so it does a fantastic job. So I've got a very large refugium. I have very, very slightly cut down my feeding. Probably not really either. I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest, guys. See, my calcium is at 450, my alkalinity is at 9, and my magnesium is at 1320. My salinity is at 1.026. My pH is around 8 to 8.4. It fluctuates slightly throughout the day, night, depends if the shade is open or not. And thirdly, or fourthly or fifthly, whatever the heck I said, my nitrate is at 0.25. My nitrate is nearly completely undetectable. I feel like if I stripped the phosphate out of the water as well, I may kill my corals. 100% will lose some of the color. So like I said, my plan is potentially, if I do see it getting any worse, I may do a water change. But seriously guys, the tank has been up and running for a while like this. It's doing fantastic. I'm just basically probably going to let my chaeto catch up in growth and just watch it. If I do start getting a hair algae or some dramatic issues or anything like that, I may, other than the water changes, dose a phosphate reducing chemical. It's by Aquaculture or Aquacare Australia. I've used it previously very successfully, but I've just, with all this SPS now and the tank's still looking so damn good, I don't really think I will do that. So sometimes when something's working and majority of your parameters are in line, I don't really see the reason to change it. I'm pretty sure this stuff will naturally work itself out as my live rock becomes more and more live and starts breaking down the crap again and the tank matures more and more. Like I said, this is basically a baby tank. It's 3 months old and it's completely stuffed full of fish and coral. So yeah, you're gonna expect some of the uglies. I guess at this point my tank has decided to go for the uglies. Yes, I can step in and do something about it, but I think the older you get and the more you get to this hobby, the more you realize what things you can relax on and what things you need to take direct action on. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's the weekly update. Everyone makes mistakes, even me. I'm just sharing my journey. I'm not going to lie to you guys and say, even though last week my phosphate was very low, after testing I found out it was quite high, and then again some indicators were the cyano and the cyanobacteria. Also, my glass was becoming green every 3 days, like a green film, instead of once a week like it was previously, so I just figured it was that. Also could be a combination of some dead snails. I've had the same snails for about 2 years and I see less and less of them moving around lately, so that could have happened as well, but who knows. I mean, the reef is still doing pretty fantastically. I really don't mind blowing off some cyano. Sorry about all the rambling, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's quick update. Stay tuned for another one.